So great you could be with us again. I am with Greg Engert, beer director for the Neighborhood Restaurant Group, a James Beard Award nominee. The group includes Red Apron and The Partisan in Penn Quarter, and in Georgetown you have The Sovereign. Greg, it is great to see you.
You too, buddy.
What is on tap this week?
One of our favorites, I know that you love, Burley Oak Brewing Company from Berlin, Maryland.
I think there a few weeks ago,
recently.
Or last month.
And
May.
When was that?
Yeah.
Brian Brushmiller's amazing brewery down in Berlin, Maryland. They make phenomenal styles. They've done over 600 beers since they opened in 2011. And as you know from going, it's just a really cool spot in an old cooperage warehouse kind of thing. He cobbled this brewery together with old brewing equipment and old dairy equipment, and just set to making full flavored beers, no flagships. And they've made quite a name for themselves with their hazy IPAs and a lot of their fruited sours. Yeah. This is Mexi Trip, which is a goza, so a sour wheat with salt. And you know, Burley Oak has long been committed to using local ingredients. They have 10 acres of barley that they grow for their beers right nearby. And this salt in this beer, it's kind of a margarita style sour, was actually boiled down from salt water of their beach.
That is cool.
Yeah, so that's the salt here. Blood orange and strawberry and lime.
Oh my, that's
amazing
refreshing.
Salt character, isn't it? Like,
can you put a tequila floater on that?
You could. I think it would say.
All right.
It's love the salt character.
Yeah, it's great.
It's so refreshing.
It's cool to know
savory. Yeah, I know. It's from right there.
Local salt.
You don't have to do that. You know,
no, you don't.
You really don't. It's really cool. So, just a delicious beer that they make, and I mean, couldn't think of a better beer to kick back with in July than this. It's really an amazing thing.
And you know, I think you and I have passed the 6.5-year mark on Beer of the Week, which is amazing.
Wow.
Because Greg was only 15 when we started, and I've said this 20, 30 times. If you want an introduction to tart, slightly funky sour beers, that would be a great one.
Oh, perfect. And you know what I just realized is, if we started this 6.5 years ago, we started right around the time when this brewery opened. It's crazy to think, like in parallel career paths here. The other thing is, their beers are pretty popular, and people love this brewery, and for good reason. And they've had opportunity to expand. I mean, they could have added a bunch of tanks and started brewing at much larger volumes, but Brian decided that they didn't want to do that. They wanted to maintain a small brewing capacity, really focus on innovating and making great beers, and then building a second thing next door called Burley Cafe, which is like based more around hospitality and service and showcasing the beers in a different environment than like a tap room. And coming soon, they're going to be opening, Burley Cafe, it's in town, it's not right next door. Coming soon, they're going to be opening a thing called The Cellar, which is going to be a facility based on spontaneously fermented beers and wood-aged beers and a lot of funky stuff. So it's really cool the way they're growing, I think.
Every time I go to Burley Oak, I think I've been there 4 or 5 times, as Mike, I Love Hops McMurdy, and I are leaving and driving up the road, I'm like, look over and say, can you imagine living on this street and Burley Oak you just walk to Burley Oak.
Go there quite a bit.
Yeah, it's very cool, and you can sit at the bar, do a little flight, watch the guys making beer through the glass. What would you pair this with?
So margaritas go with Tex-Mex, obviously.
Yeah.
I can see that being amazing. Also ceviche, that fish dish is amazing. Great acid on acid qualities there would be great. But there's other cuisines too that I think work really well with something that's salty and acidic like this. Gumbo, jambalaya, Cajun food, red beans and rice. This digs in, it balances acid against heat. Really, really great. Same idea works with curries, like Indian curries and Thai food, like a papaya salad would work really nicely with this.
All right. I mean, clearly I am an unabashed Burley Oak fan, so Greg, thank you as always.
Thank you, bud.
Everyone, please always do drink responsibly, and be sure to bring your thirst next time for another Beer of the Week.